Have you ever just felt like there's something more to life than the daily grind? You know, like there's some huge mystery just out of sight? Well, the source text for today's explainer makes a pretty bold claim right out of the gate. You are the universe. You just don't know it yet. Okay, let's dive into that and see what it actually means.
So, the text kicks things off by hitting us with the biggest questions imaginable. Questions we've all asked ourselves, right? Like, who were you before you were born? Where are you going to go when you die? These aren't just for late-night dorm room chats. They're the setup for a really profound puzzle.
And there it is. That's the central clue to solving the whole puzzle. This one idea that we're all looking in completely the wrong direction is the key to everything we're about to unpack. So the big question is, if the answer is inside, how in the world do we find it?
To figure that out, we're going to follow the exact path laid out in the source text. First, we'll look at how life is framed as this giant game of hide-and-seek. Then, we'll explore why our old ways of thinking keep us lost, before uncovering this incredible treasure that's supposedly hidden inside all of us. And finally, we'll learn the key to unlock it and find that calm spot right in the middle of life's hurricane.
All right, let's jump into section 1. This is where we frame our whole search for meaning as the greatest hide-and-seek game ever played.
You know, what's so brilliant about this metaphor is just how simple it is. In hide-and-seek, the goal is to find what's hidden. But here's the twist in this cosmic game. The very thing we're all searching for, God, truth, meaning, you name it, isn't hiding out there in the universe somewhere. It's hiding in the very last place anyone ever thinks to look, inside ourselves.
And what's really fascinating is how these questions totally raise the stakes. This isn't just some casual search. The idea here is that if we could solve this one personal puzzle, we could actually solve the world's problems, because we would finally get it. We'd realize that we are all fundamentally connected.
And that brings us perfectly to section 2. The reason we keep looking in the wrong place is pretty simple. We're using the wrong map.
The source poses this fantastic question. I mean, think about it. Imagine trying to navigate a modern city using a map from like 200 years ago. It'd be completely useless. Well, the argument here is that our emotional maps, the ways we react to the world, are just as outdated. So here you can see the two guides we can choose to follow. On one side, you have the old map. It's built on these knee-jerk reactions like anger and fear, which always lead to division. But then you have the new compass, which points us toward intentional qualities like kindness and patience, and those build unity. We just keep using that old map out of habit, and then we wonder why we're still so lost. This is such a powerful image, right? Our go-to reactions, especially anger, don't just fail to solve problems, they actively make things worse. It's like pouring gasoline on a fire. Every single time we react with anger, we're just feeding the flames, whether that's in a comment section online or in an argument at home. Okay, so if the old map is useless, where do we turn? Well, section 3 has the answer. The treasure we've been looking for is already inside us. So the source offers us this new kind of compass, and instead of pointing north, its needle is constantly pointing to the only place we ever really need to go, inward. It also talks about a lighthouse inside each of us. So in the middle of all of life's storms, the confusion, the fear, the chaos, this internal light is always there to guide us back to safety. We just have to learn how to see it.
But I think maybe the most powerful image of all is this one. Our true self is like a priceless diamond locked away in a safe. We spend our whole lives searching the world for this treasure, but it's been inside us the entire time. We just need to find the combination.
And this isn't some brand new idea. Not at all. It's a timeless truth. Something that mystics and masters have been saying for thousands of years. The message has always been the same. Stop searching outside. The kingdom you're looking for is within.
So we know where the diamond is, but what's the combination to the safe? Well, section 4 tells us the key isn't a secret. It's just practice.
The path inward, it turns out, isn't that complicated, but it does require practice. It all starts by just learning to quiet the noise in our heads so we can finally hear what's underneath it all. And from that place of stillness, we can start to cultivate patience. And with that patience, we find the strength to actively choose kindness over our usual default of anger.
Now, the main practice for sitting still is meditation, which the text makes super simple. It's not some complex ritual, it's just about focusing on your breath. And why the breath? Because it's the most fundamental power keeping you alive. By focusing on it, you're connecting directly with your own life force, the very source of that inner stillness.
And this is a really important shift in thinking.
Kindness isn't weakness. It's not a passive thing. It is an active power. Honestly, it takes way more strength, discipline, and courage to respond to a tough situation with kindness than it does to just lash out in anger. It's a muscle, and we have to make the choice to build it.
So what happens when you do all this practice? Well, our final section describes a completely new way of being in the world.
This isn't about escaping the world's problems. Not at all. It's about becoming unshakable right in the middle of them. You become emotionally stable. You start actually listening instead of just reacting. And maybe most importantly, you start to see this thread of love that connects every single person. Your entire perspective just shifts. And this right here is the ultimate payoff. Life's storms are still going to rage. The chaos, the arguments, the personal struggles, none of that is going to magically disappear. But you will have found the eye of the hurricane inside yourself, a place of absolute calm and stability, no matter what is swirling around you.
So we end right back where we started. In this grand game of hide and seek, we've searched under every rock and behind every star for the answers. And this text leaves us with one final, powerful question to think about. After looking literally everywhere else, what if the only place left to look is within?